What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Bit of an impromptu video here. The ban list dropped. It is September 20th at the time I'm recording this. I was pretty much expecting it to come out this week, but I wasn't sure if they'd wait till next week. Either way, it is effective as of October 1st, as we all knew. So it's a little bit underwhelming, to be totally honest with you. I don't mean to sound like someone who's never happy or satisfied. I understand a lot of the community is like that. I definitely think it's a solid enough list in the sense that it does make some of the hits that needed to be hit. However, I would have liked to just see a little bit more in terms of what came back or what got shaken up versus, bans. And I'm not too upset that anything kind of missed out on the bans. But let's jump into the video and just go through this relatively quickly. Not going to make this video too long, but the ban list is out, so let's get to it. Alright, so first off, only one card forbidden. That's Zoodiac Barrage. I can't say this is a move I saw coming. I know it was played in Tri-Brigade. They would use it to cheese out Zeus, and it was played as part of the Zoodiac engine. It's definitely a card that, has had merit to be banned from time to time, especially back in Zoodiac's heyday, but I don't necessarily think this was a move I would have made, nor was it even one that was on anyone's radar. I thought, if anything, we might see Zeus get limited, or we might see something similar to that, to sort of curb that deck. Revolt going to 1, I think, would have been a much more powerful move, but they elected to ban Barrage. I mean, it does hurt, I guess, and it does effectively kill the Zoodiac engine, but yeah, I don't know. I can't say that this one is one I would have been behind. I would have liked to see Mystic Mind banned. They didn't go that route. Maybe because they're trying to wait it out. I don't really know. I can't tell you why that one happened, but I still think Mind's a problematic card. No hits to the Red Eyes Dragoon package on the ban list section of this. I stated that I didn't really think any of it needed to be banned, but I thought it was very possible that they would ban some of it, so I wasn't sure where we'd end up on that. But it looks like, as far as I can see, they just decided to leave it as is. So let's jump to the limited, where there were a few more hits, and they definitely made some moves. Eva is limited. I talked about this in the video. I said maybe Beatrice would be banned, maybe Eva would be limited. People thought Ben 10 might have been banned. Eva to 1 does make a lot of sense. It is a really powerful card, and the hit to 1 definitely slows down Drytron a little bit, especially their ability to make those repeat Eva plays. But Drytron's still going to be really powerful even with Eva at 1. I do think the deck has a lot of counters, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that hit was the only move that would have been made. I'm just kind of reacting on the fly to it again, but I just think Eva as a whole is a decent hit. I might have liked to see a little bit more, whether that was, giving something. But I did say, in fairness, in my prediction video that they didn't need to do too much to Drytron, so Eva to 1 is okay. Prank Kids Meow Meow Moo to 1, that one doesn't shock me. It's a card they absolutely play multiples of. It feels like a bit of a slap on the wrist for Prank Kids. The deck's topped a few events, it's done well, but it's not dominating the meta, and this does feel like they're saying, hey, we're addressing this, but at the same time we're leaving the deck with a lot of playability. It's not a deck I'm super familiar with, so I can't say how much this truly impacts it, but it's definitely a move that, from my understanding, will hurt the deck a bit. I do think if you play Prank Kids, though, you should still be able to make it work. They may just have to switch up the approach a bit. And last limited card was Tanky. This doesn't shock me. I'm actually surprised it took this long for it to happen. That is a hit to Tri-Brigade, but in general, it's a searcher card similar to Rhoda that searches out a very large pool of cards. Putting it to 1 does slow down the consistency of any decks that are playing Beast Warriors, so I'm not too upset about it. It's a decent hit. I think Revolt would have been a better hit, but hitting Tanky does lower the consistency of Beast Warrior decks, so it's definitely welcomed. Nothing came back to limited. I would have liked to see Blaster come back. We talked about that. There were a few other cards on the list I think could have come back, maybe Monkey Board to 1, just to sort of shake things up a little bit and see what they could do, but they decided not to make any of those moves this time around, so this is what we're working with. Semi-limited. Now, this is definitely the most interesting section. Danger Nessie to 2. I've talked about the Danger package possibly being able to come back, at least in short bursts. Nessie is probably the least problematic of those. It's a searcher, but it does, it is, in essence, in most cases, going to be a 1-for-1 exchange, so it's not too bad. We'll see how Nessie does, and if it does increase anything. I think Jackalope as a whole is the most problematic, being able to fetch from the deck, so we'll see if they're testing the waters here with Danger, and then opt to make other moves down the line. Performapal Skullcrobat Joker to 2. I don't know why they didn't just put it back to 3. I think this may just be one of the Konami things where they like to move things in phases. Skullcrobat Joker should probably come to 3 by the next list. I don't think this is going to do anything. Emergency Teleport does feel like a pretty big move. It does help some of the Psychic archetypes. The card itself is insanely powerful, and at 2 it becomes much, much better than it is at 1. I think certain decks get a boost. I think even Cosmo gets a boost from this, actually, but Virtual Worlds and other things. Risky move, but definitely exciting. It should give Phantom Knights a boost, too, or anything that's really playing level 3s, so definitely the most noteworthy change from this. I'm happy about it, I guess, if anything, because it gives us a bit of a differential, but again, no real other changes on that. And then the move to 1, back to 3, sorry, on the Unlimited was just Double Iris. I think everybody saw this coming. Not a surprise here. Nothing else Unlimited, no Max C. I did say it was probably unlikely, although I would have very much liked to see that happen. No bans to access Code Talker, no hits to the Red Eyes Fusion package. So ultimately, a lot of what people thought was going to happen, they didn't do. They did address some of the biggest problems, so that is good, and I'm happy about that, obviously. But I do think for the most part, I would have liked to see a little bit more, just a little bit more movement, just shifting things up a little bit. I mean, the meta got a bit stale, and maybe they're relying on Burst of Destiny coming out and Brothers of Legend and stuff to just inject more life into the metagame and create more diversity, in which case I will, reserve judgment until we see how that pans out. But for the most part, I would say I'm going to give this list about a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 maybe, actually, when I really think about it. I'm a little bit disappointed. I was just kind of hoping it was going to be something that really shook things up and gave us something back. Even if it did have people divided, at least it would have been something to talk about. This list feels like very light, routine slap on the wrist, making a few maintenance moves, and not really impacting much else. So, the next list will be no sooner than January 17th of 2022, so it's about 3 months. We'll see what happens between now and then. I do think the new product coming out will spice things up in terms of what sees play in the meta, but overall this list was a little bit of a letdown. Let me know what you guys think overall. Hit the like button if you did enjoy, and subscribe. Drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think about the list. What did you like to see more? Are you happy with it? Are you upset that Zoodiac is now virtually unplayable? Let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.